Hey, Ty Lever. Thank you for tuning in to the All Around Natural Beauty RN Live. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much, Ty Lever, my number one moderator. Thank you so much. Okay, a new name. Hi, P. Dig. Justice for Shanquella. Thank you, beauty. All right, yes, justice for Shanquella, justice for Shanquella. I'm so excited. Welcome to all the new subscribers, too. Thank y'all so much. I have a beautiful P. Dig. All right. Courtney Taylor says Chronic Speaks went live with the rally. Okay. Yep. Thank y'all so much too for, reminding me to, and not to just be like, oh, I'm in my own little struggle here, that we, all come together. And that's what they want to these abusers. They want everybody to think that they're in their own personal struggle. But we unite. So victims unite so we can become survivors. Superstar Graham says, yes, justice for Shanquella. It just seems like the days are going by and nothing is happening. Yes. So that's exactly what I was saying. Like, remember a few days ago at the, last week when I showed y'all the statistics, how Mexico have their own problem where it's like running, they got their own problems, they got their own problems with women's bodies all over and nobody being held accountable for it, with their own people. And we already know that they're a poor country, that they're corrupt, right? So knowing all of this stuff, why would we think that they're going to take their resources to prosecute, to, go grab and extradite and pay all this money to for an American that unalived a Black woman? So I think we'll have more success and feel like we'll get more justice if we could get them for, here in America. If they planned it or plotted or something like that here in America, that, just because, you can't be loopholes in the law that says, okay, well, if I go, cross the line here to this new border, now you can't touch me because I, committed crime someplace else. But here we go. I'm going to get started with our first video. Hello, queens and beauties and beautiful people. Thank you so much, Ty Lieber, for welcoming everybody to the chat. And we're going to get started with our first video. I don't think I even added anybody in here. Okay, so what's today? Today is the 11th. So let me scroll down to the 11th. And let me see here how this is going to go. I'm going to start off with a small one first, a short one. Let me see here. I don't know which one this is. Oh, this is not a short one. I'm not going to do this one first. This is a new person too. I just discovered. It's a guy. I just discovered this one today. But is this my one? Yes, here's the one that I want to show. All right, so let me get these few little comments here before we get started on the first one. Yes, Courtney Taylor says justice for Shanquella. And Ty Lieber says all love at fellow mods. All right, thank y'all too for showing the love and appreciation here. And we're going to get started with our copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use and the purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, education, and research. And that's how we get down here. Oh, new person. Robin's Nest. Hey, welcome. All we can do is pray for justice for Shanquella because Mexico and justice, I don't know. Exactly. I feel the same way. I really do. So let me share the screen. The first video, of course, coming from my girl, Unbiased and Unbiased and Unbossed. Like I said, I love her, how she does her research and, put them in these nice little compact, bite-sized morsels of information. And that's how she does it. She does a great job. Okay, here we go. And this one's entitled U.S. Citizens Extradite Back to Mexico for Murder. So she did the research to see like how frequently, how frequently are they doing this here stuff, right?
Robinson case has my undivided attention, and with the process being so slow, I wanted to research what exactly is the history of the United States extraditing a U.S. citizen accused of a murder back to Mexico. And I came across this one case that I wanted to share with you guys. So
Good
I'm going to
question.
read these articles to you and come back with my final thoughts. This first article was published in the San Diego Union Tribune and is titled Man Held for Extradition to Mexico and Wife Death. San Diego, a U.S. citizen arrested in San Diego and accused of killing his wife in Baja California, appeared in federal court Monday, pending extradition to Mexico, authorities said. According to a federal complaint, Victor Ernest Childs, 52, is wanted in the shooting death of his wife, Karen Childs, at the couple's home in San Felipe, U.S. Attorney Laura E. Duff said Karen Child's decomposing body was found in Mexico on December 20th with bullet holes in the front and back of her head, the complaint said. Victor Childs was stopped in San Diego on January 3rd while driving a vehicle that belonged to his wife, the complaint said. A concealed firearm was found in the car. Child was charged with vehicle theft and carrying a concealed weapon. A forensic analysis of the gun showed that the weapon matched the bullet casings found near his wife's body. The complaint states that Child confessed to Mexican authorities that he killed his wife, but claimed that she gave him the gun.
I don't know about y'all, but the little scary music that Unbiased got going on there, ooh, it's making, ooh, good job with that. The scary music is getting to me.
Pressed his finger against the trigger and begged him to shoot her because she was dying
All
from
right.
an insulin injection. Childs
Please
appeared
blow my
before U.S.
face off.
Magistrate Judge William V. Gallo on Monday in San Diego and was held without bail, pending another court hearing July 21st. On November 21st, 2011, United States Attorney Laura E. Duffy announced that 2 United States citizens were recently ordered extradited to Mexico to face charges of aggravated homicide in the death of 2 United States citizens in Mexico. In the first case, Victor Ernest Childs, a 52-year-old United States citizen, was ordered extradited to Mexico to face charges of aggravated homicide. According to a written order dated November 14, 2011, by U.S. Magistrate Judge William V. Gallo, Victor Ernest Childs is wanted to stand trial in the Mexican state of Baja California for the alleged killing of Karen Ann Nolan Childs, also a United States citizen and Child's wife. The victim's body was found on December 20th, 2010, and she is believed to have been killed approximately 3 weeks prior to that date. According to the facts presented by Mexican authorities in a request for extradition, the descendant was allegedly shot twice in the head by Childs. According to court records, Victor Ernest Childs was arrested by United States Marshals in San Diego on May 20th, 2011, and has been in federal custody without bail, pending his extradition to Mexico. He faces a possible sentence of 16 to 30 years imprisonment in Mexico. Now, Victor filed an appeal on January 2nd of 2014. It says filed, but when you go to the next page, it also says argued and submitted on July 9th, 2013. So there is relatively about a 2-year difference between the time in which the U.S. attorney said that he would be extradited back to Mexico and when he filed his appeal. I say all that to say that if Shanquella's accused murderers have that same amount of time, then this could take a very long time before they're extradited back to Mexico. But I'm going to jump forward to where the judge makes his ruling. He said Child's claim fails because his statements to law enforcement officials related solely to a foreign prosecution and concern with foreign prosecution is beyond the scope of the Fifth Amendment self-incrimination clause. And so He was still ordered back to Mexico. After reading the documents and articles, I was able to see that while there are some similarities, there are some big differences.
Yeah.
In both cases, there is a deceased body. In both cases, there is information to suggest that it was a murder. In Ernesto's case, it's more concrete. He gave a confession.
Look, she got the X's on these two. Now, we still don't know for sure. These are the two that they supposedly, actually, nobody's in custody. We do know that. So let's see here. It's cute, though. That music, though, yeah, Unbossed, man. She got the thing. Yeah.
He was pulled over in a stolen vehicle. And in that vehicle, they found a gun matching the ballistics of the bullets pulled from his wife's head. So they were able to hold him in U.S. custody, correspond back and forth with Mexico, and make the decision that he should be extradited back to Mexico. However, he had the right to appeal the decision, which ultimately was upheld, and his appeal was denied.
Okay.
In Shanquella's case, while there is a deceased body and a videotape that shows her allegedly being killed, we don't know exactly who that is in the video. We're all saying the same name, but we don't know with 100% certainty.
True.
We also don't know if there are multiple videos, and it's been alleged multiple times that there are other videos. With Shanquella, the fight isn't significant enough for U.S. authorities to go over and arrest somebody in the U.S. because it's not against the law. With all of that said, I think prosecuting the people in this case is going to be more difficult because there's just not enough evidence and nobody has come forward. I know most of us wanted someone to be arrested.
Yes, we did. And I disagree. I believe that the one video that we have seen that's for a few seconds is evidence enough. We see when the back is broken. We see when the neck is broken, the head is knocked off of the axis. We see that. We know that according to the autopsy report that the mother, the parents stated those injuries, we know that the lifespan after receiving that injury is 15 minutes. Boom. So I believe that should be enough evidence right there to convict the person. But of course, who am I? Ravenous says, all we can do is pray for justice for Shanquella because Mexico and justice, I don't know. Exactly. And Superstar Graham says, we have to do more than pray. Yes. And what we're doing is keep on talking about it and stuff and demanding, more answers, demanding justice and, keeping it out there. And then too, talking about it, pointing out the things that we see that they're, trying to get us to sweep under the carpet. It says, greetings at Robin Nest. And then that's a Rose here. Welcome, beauties and beautifuls. Yes. Yeah. Wow. Okay. We got some more comments over here. P. Dig says, Superstar Graham, you got that right. And Ty Lieber says, please smash the like button, subscribe, and share. How we're doing half fair on the likes, y'all. Ty Lieber said, that music, I thought it was just me. I know, huh? It was, I felt like it was one of those little scary movie things. That was excellent. It really, kept me like, intrigued and stuff like that. But again, to me, it doesn't sound like it's very hopeful that we're going to get, Mexico to do anything for us. It's almost like they're just kind of like, yeah, sure. We're going to do something. We're going to get two people. We're not going to tell the names, but some people will definitely, we're going to get them. We're going to get a couple of bad guys. Yes. And the Superstar Graham says, yes, at P-Dig. LOL, yes, the music. Okay, y'all feeling that music too. Creepy. Yes, it is spooky too. Excellent job. Superstar Graham says, Nazir Wiggins' mom took her Facebook down after talking all that trash. Oh, yeah. You know why? Because people probably started coming for her in them comments. And people ain't really feeling, they ain't really about this type of negative comments or people demanding answers and stuff, So these narcissists be expecting to just give you what they want to tell you, and you're supposed to just accept it. But now that people are like demanding answers or calling out lies and stuff like that, they'll just go run and hide. Just go tuck your tail in and go run and hide. Taliba says at Superstar Graham, boots on the ground, speaking about Shanquella, is keeping the case alive. Yes. Taliba said, sounds like unsolved mysteries. Yes. And that's why it's important that we, don't let it get dry like that, And I'm sure that's probably why, they're trying to drag it out, and more people, keeps pointing out that that's how they believe this is going to go. However, we're keeping hope and faith and all that good stuff and staying very positive about the newness, right? So power to us Gen X people, the Gen X folks stepping up in the hizzy, and we got Maggie, the substitute teacher, coming through, showing support, support. And I know how it's on the tip of my tongue. I can't get it out. But I appreciate that. Maggie has a YouTube channel where, you may think she's a substitute teacher. However, she does substitutions for food. She had a tremendous weight loss testimony. And on her channel, she does live stream cooking, where she's showing you how you can substitute, the bad stuff for some good stuff, but, try to make it taste like the bad stuff. You know what I mean? So good work that she's doing over there. I love her channel. She's very organized. She's like the Black Martha Stewart, potential for that. Definitely. Maggie. All right. Ty Lieber says, hi, Maggie, the substitute teacher. And a rose there. Welcome, beauties and beautifuls. All right. Baby Sis 6 says, that wasn't even a fight. That was an attack. Exactly. It was an attack. It was a planned attack. And Baby Sis says that video is plenty of evidence. No way to dispute it. Exactly. I agree. Justice Power says, greetings, beautiful. Greetings and welcome to the All Around Natural Beauty RN channel, where we're passionate about helping, supporting all victims keep their voices lifted and making sure that we don't let these abusers continue to keep us silent. And we don't do moments of silence over here. We do moments of speech. And let me just go ahead and give me a little more of this here sage smoke for the good energy, which I've been saging for the last couple of days. And I'm just grateful too for it, because, like I said before, you always have to, take care of yourself first. Self-care is the best care. And trying to combat jealous energy from other people, even if you are evolved and you try to surround put separation and remove yourself from jealous people, that negative energy is still out there, and it's still very draining to kind of like fight it off and stuff and stay positive around it. You get it when you're at work, you get it and you can't explain where you get it. Like you can't explain why somebody would be jealous of you, because you figure you can, the same thing I'm doing, you can do it too. Like, why be jealous of me? Just, you can, it's open for everybody. You know what I mean? It's open for anybody who's willing to do the work. However, most of the jealous people are too lazy to do the work. So they're so jealous, they'd rather, get rid of you so you don't do it and make them look bad. Right? Yeah. Superstar Graham says, I agree at Ty Libra. And Ty Lieber said, let's get natural beauty in the algorithm, please. Thumbs up. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right. And okay, Annette Boy, welcome. I just like to say, if we allow God to do what he has to do, what he has to be done, believe you me, no one will come up shortchanged in this matter with Shanquella. But prayer is truly the key. Yes, exactly. We just stay positive and realize that everyone's going to reap what they sow, right? So just stay positive. Looky. Hey, thumbs up. Thanks for reviewing my video. I review all your videos. I love your video. I love your work. And we was all vibing off your music tour. You did a great job with the music. It was very scary. If you wanted us to be intense and feeling, heart palpitations and all that stuff. You did it. Excellent work. Excellent work. I really like how, you do great research and then you put in these little bite-sized morsels and, a few minutes and you get to the point. You good. You real good. I love your work. Keep doing it. And you're my first go-to. I love your work and I love, that you put it on a lot of different emphasis on this femicide thing, which is we need, we got you have a big voice, and I love that your voice is out there. And I need to put this link down here if you want to say anything, explain your video. This here is for Unbiased, so we can get it from the the boss's mouth. Here we go. Yay! All right. Yep. All right. All right. So there, guys. Put that off here in the chat, and I shall pin it. There we go. And that's how we get down over here. And see, Robin Ness says, Natural Beauty Squad. Yeah. Hey, I know. Welcome back. All right. Thank you so much for the roses. Welcome, Beauty. All right. And Ty Libra, yes, we just showing the love over here. And that's what we're believing, that love wins all. Love defeats all. We just have to be very smart about it. Like I said, staying focused. When you get on the airplane, they tell you to put your oxygen mask on first before you try to help the person next to you. And that's because if you're fumbling around trying to help somebody else put their oxygen on, you're going to pass out from lack of oxygen. And then they're going to pass out because they were counting on you to help them out. So the best thing that you could do for anybody is to do what's best for you. And then, the trickle down effect for everybody else. So you take care of yourself first, and then you'll be able to help multiple people. So you can't help nobody if you are in need yourself. So I know as a society, we are taught to think about put other people's first, but no, you got to do yourself first. And I'm about to bring to the stage Miss Unbiased. Hey.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much.
having me up. Oh
Yes,
yeah,
thank
not a problem.
you. Yeah. So what are your thoughts on this whole thing? Because if it wasn't for you feeling what I was saying on the lead attorney show, I wouldn't even be here tonight talking about this.
Oh
When
yeah. When I saw
you broke that down, I was like, oh my, somebody heard me. Like we as women, we really feel like our voices aren't heard. So for you, to have heard me, I just felt like, thank goodness. But I didn't mean to cut you off. Please say what you're gonna say.
Oh no. I just wanted to thank you for I see you reviewed a couple of my videos and I really appreciate that. When I heard you on the lead attorney, it really inspired me and I was like, people need to hear her voice because this is a lady with years of experience. And if we're going to listen to someone and believe someone, we need to listen and believe this woman. And oftentimes you're right, because we are Black women, we're often, put to the side.
Yeah.
Maybe our input is heard, but someone else is able to take it and more so capitalize off of it than
Yeah.
us.
You're
So
right.
when I put that snippet up there in your video, I had no idea that it would get as much traction as it did. So I can't thank anybody but you and obviously the platform in which you were on, which is the lead attorney. So thank you for being a voice for Shanquella, because a lot of people heard you and loved you, and I do just want to give you your flowers for that,
Thank
because
you. Make me cry.
it, well, don't cry, but you deserve it, because a lot of people believed you and enjoyed what you had to say and believed you as well.
Yes, it was like I felt how they were trying to deter everybody to think that there was other fights and stuff. And I was like, no, there's no way that she could have survived after that. We saw it. Look there. You can see that back. It's contorted. It's broken. You see her neck is hanging off. It's off. It's like a bowling ball just hanging off. The only thing that kept it attached was that it was inside of the skin, but it was detached from the rest of the skeleton. We see
Oh,
that.
as someone who's not in the medical field, it all I could do was stop and say, like, she didn't look well after she was on the ground and when she stopped fighting back.
Right.
And so once again, that's another reason why I was intrigued by your commentary, because it was able to put together a piece that didn't connect for me, and I didn't understand that. So when I heard you speak, I was like, okay, well, that makes sense, because I didn't understand why you would even, at that point, she wasn't even putting up a little bit of resistance.
Right.
When they initially started fighting, she was able to at least put up her hands a few times. But once she was on the ground, it was nothing.
Right. And I believe everyone's subconscious saw that and felt it. That's why when I said that, it made sense to your brain. You was like,
Hmm.
oh, you was like, yeah, I saw that. Because when we saw her get flipped over, you saw her body go in the position that you wouldn't be able to get into. If your brain would like make you do some type of move to stop you or to protect your fall. You wouldn't be allowed, you wouldn't do that. But if the signal has been severed, your body is going to just do whatever. And that's how that was able to happen. And that's why it clicked to you, because your brain saw it. We
Hmm.
all saw it. That's why it was so hard for people to keep watching that video. And then after the first week, they start to dilute it, where you could only see the still frames of it, because it was so offensive and so horrific that it was hard to see.
Yeah, I think YouTube became a little bit more sensitive to that content,
Yeah.
because we began to debate whether or not that was a murder on film versus just a fight.
Right.
Hmm. But then when
Oh,
I did another
okay.
video,
Uh-huh.
with there was that Nancy Grace video. The
Yeah.
doctor said that when that happens, because of what happened, you only have 15 minutes to get that person help or they'll die. And I didn't understand that, but as he continued to explain it, it was just like, that's the part that connects your motors to your heart functions, breathing and stuff like that. And I was like, well, if that's connected to your organs and she couldn't do them functions anymore on her own, that further explains why she would have been dead when they got there.
Right. Yeah, because you can only go so many minutes without oxygen. So they gave an extension of the time. Usually it's around 7 to 10 minutes with lack of oxygen before, it's done. However, 15 minutes, they know for sure there's no way that you could even be resuscitated after, that amount of time without oxygen. But yeah,
Hmm.
so that would have been a miserable experience to just be, a face. And like I said, I used to work with those spinal cord injuries, those, gunshot wounds, and some of them they get, shot in the face or something like that, or part of the neck, depending on how high it is, what you can do. Some of them could move their mouth, some of them could turn their head, some of them couldn't do that, because if it's up high, you can't do anything, you can't do this. But if it's about right here, maybe you could do a few other things. But hers was head off. So there would have been nothing to do but to just have visual, because you could still see and hear and all that stuff. So that's the part that I felt was horrible, how they were videotaping it, and for her, to have to, awaken to, the worst red flags ever, that these people were so envious and jealous of me that they, want me gone. Like, and I'm here, and is anybody going to know what happened? Am I going to be, anybody going to get justice for me? So that's what touched me. And, I have a daughter who's 24, and she's a little petite, little something. And she's, adventurous and independent. I would hate for something like this to happen, and then she just be another name. And then I was saying too how we had a femicide in our family. My son's youngest sister, 19 years old, was found in Arizona from California. So they brought her body over a few states so that law enforcement people wouldn't want to deal with it, because everybody had their own problems. So nobody really investigated. And since she was just another little young black woman, black girl, nothing happened, and we just see that time and time again. And I really admire how you highlight multiple, black women's, struggles and stuff. So I really admire what the work you're doing. And I'm happy to be supporting you and, connected with you and your growth and all that good stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. Likewise, with Shanquella, on one hand, this is a travesty and a devastation, and I would never wish this on anyone. But her murder highlights the savage behavior, not only from black men towards black women, but black women towards black women.
Yes,
And
yes, yes.
unfortunately, this is very public. It's very out there that, black women expect this can be treated the same. Um, we treat each other the same way um our counterparts, black men, treat us. So it
Yeah,
highlights that there are issues all around.
right. Yeah,
And
we
I started doing this because it had been like I was in a trance of where I never even acknowledged or spoke out or uh, just spoke out about the amount of violence we have in our community.
yeah,
When it got to the point of people reporting every 5.5 hours, it's like, where have I been on black women issues? I've been the least connected to myself as a black woman than I have been to, to the black community, which often means black man. A lot of the work
yes,
we do in our community is towards the enlightenment and upliftment of black men, and we don't see how it's counterintuitive or hurtful to us as black women, because oftentimes we're left with the cleanup of the black community, where black men can promote, denounce their love for blackness and black women and move on to another community, which is what a lot of them are doing. Meanwhile, everything is left on us. And with
wow,
black femicide, I feel like that's the biggest hurdle at this point, because what we can't even think about the next generation, which is what white people are doing. They are planning for 500 years from now. We're literally seeing our next generation being killed every day.
yeah,
Every day there is a story about a black mother and a black child or multiple black children being taken out. And it's like, why are we silent on this? And we're typically silent on issues pertaining to black women because we don't value and see each other as human beings or people. And I think worldwide this is how everybody sees us, as a doormat. We're there to be a tool, but never to be a person, and people need help. We
yeah.
need help.
And we have been taught since we were little girls that other girls are our enemies. Like we've been conditioned and groomed to feel like we need to compete against one another.
Yep.
We've been taught like, oh, she'll take your boyfriend. Oh, she thinks she look good. And then, we've been sitting around competing against one another. Like we have to compete against each other. But if we got it together and actually came together and joined in a real sisterhood, we can accomplish so much if we're not fighting each other.
Yeah. We need to view each other as allies and not enemies.
Yep.
And I think a lot of the ways in which we've gone about fixing the issues in the community have been divisive towards black women and more inclusive towards everybody else, such as biracial people and black men. Black men, for the most part, can get on the same page, even when it comes to some of the most diabolical stuff.
Yeah. They
They can
support
be
each
on this. Yeah, they can support each other. They can hear out the differences. Black women tend to engage in vicious behavior and tactics that's like, not only do I not want to help you, I don't want to be around you. And sometimes,
other.
sadly, you make me wish for the worst for you. And I think we purposely do that to each other because, once again, we don't value each other. We're we're taught to value other people over us. And it shows in our behavior about how we continue to support black men, how we'll let people co-opt our identity. Everybody is a black woman.
That's
A lot
true.
that's been on my mind right now is that, how is it that 100 years ago nobody wanted to be black? In 1967, people literally fought and won. Um, the Supreme Court overturned the one drop rule. And now today, everybody's claiming the little bit of blackness that they have in them to say that they're black.
Oh,
Where are we as a community on these issues? And it feels like black women have regressed. And we don't see it that way, but we've regressed.
right. Why do you think that is?
Well, it is because we didn't what we allowed were people to co-opt our identity and our image. If you go back to the 90s, and oh my God, I was thinking about this like Monica, Brandy, Aaliyah, there was a multitude of black women in entertainment and actresses, novelists, everything in the 90s. We had it all. We had that representation.
Right.
Today, you're having to beg for black representation,
Hmm.
and today you see biracial women claiming black women's identities. And you see more biracial women over black women because biracial women is what was pushed after seeing Destiny's Child escalate and go up into positions that we had never seen before of a female group. We also saw this with Holly Berry winning the Academy Award. So
Hmm.
because we began to say, yes, that's a black woman, yes, that's a black queen, we saw the rise in biracial women being able to co-opt our identity. Now, today we don't have anybody that's black that's really out there doing it for us. And when they are, they do reach a certain status like Meg the Stallion. It's very difficult for them. It's very difficult. We see them ridiculed. We see them being disrespected, disparaged. It's like a community um, event to try to bring these women down. And we can see that there's a difference between Meg the Stallion and Cardi B. We can see the difference
Yeah.
between Meg the Stallion and Sweetie. Like it's very obvious that we know what black is, we know who is black, but we will extend that black card to anybody who has a little bit of blackness in them and protect them over an actual black woman. And
Wow.
it's very sad.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Wow. Well, I'm just excited that you're here. And I really appreciate your point of views. And so, where does that passion come from in you? Like, what inspired you to have a voice for the black femicide and just black women in general?
Well, it came from not having the voice myself. I had went through a very hard time at an employer in which it
Hmm.
was through a white woman. You know, it was one of the white women because I slept with a black man, because I once dated a black man.
Okay, one of
It
those.
exempts me from anything racist that I do.
Mm.
And for that, I had to study it like, where did this behavior come from? But you can trace this behavior back to the plantation. On the plantation, black men and white women's biracial child, they were born free and they had slaves themselves. So the biracial woman that's born through the white woman could never relate to the actual black woman because they don't share our history. So when
Wow.
I get to my position at my company, I understand why they believe that and why they've been able to build up that privilege. It's a privilege to do something racism and to say to the boss, I'm exempt from that because I sleep with black men.
Mm.
And so I get to this point of, hey, I need help. I reach out to the NAACP, can't get it. I reach out to friends and allies that I think are friends and allies. I can't get it. So
Wow.
it was searching around for help and resources and not being able to get it, while understanding that I donated to these places. I gave money. I advocated for these organizations. Where is my help? Then you have people like Rachel Dolezal, who's able to build an entire career off of infiltrating, off of being a black woman in which she's not.
Yeah. Wow.
And so coming to the understanding that, wow, it's a lot of money in non-black people being black people and taking on our black identity, so much so that it's not anything left for us. As a white person, I would have to look at it like, oh my God, why would I put a black person in this position where you will still support this person, knowing they're not black, and
Wow.
I will still be next to someone who has the mentality of me. So in 2020, at the beginning of this year, I said black femicide is an issue. Discrimination at work is an issue. The way black men discriminate and treat us is an issue. I said these are black American women issues, and where are we as a group? And so while this page initially started off as black femicide, it has now transformed, I'm rebranding into American black women
Mm.
issues and addressing all of those issues and turning this page into more so of a page that's going to be connected to a bigger organization. Because at this time, we may have to go back to the Supreme Court to say everybody's claiming blackness.
Right.
What do we do now? Because in 1967, you said that everybody can claim everything that they want to claim. Well, now people don't want to claim that. They want to claim black because it's attached to resources.
Right.
So do we have to go back to the Supreme Court to say, hey, only children born through black women can identify as black women, as black on their applications? Do we have to go back and do that?
I don't know. I mean, is that how the law is
Yeah.
written?
Initially in 1967, we got rid of the so-called one drop rule to allow everybody to identify as what they wanted to, as what all that they were, which is what they could have done. They don't do that anymore. They want to claim 1, 2, 3, 4, 5%. There are literally people out there saying that they are black because of that 1%. What is transitioning into is people claiming resources and shielding their racism with that I can't be racist because I have 1% black in me.
Got
So,
you.
yeah. So it's created a lot of issues. And so to silence this bad way of countering I can't be black, it's best that black women get together and say, hey, we want our identity. If the LGBTQ plus can fight to be a male when they're born
Yeah.
as a male, why can't I fight to be who, this fight was never existed. Nobody ever had to fight to be black. The reason why you're having to do that now is because it's translating into money. People are extorting money from black women. We
Wow.
need it the most to give to their so that they can benefit from it. And it's really disrespectful. Have you looked on Instagram and seen all of these people who are being promoted as mixed race but are actually white women?
No.
The mixed race
Wow.
women don't say anything about it because they can still get those jobs. So now you have white women and mixed race women who are being used to promote to black women. You
Wow.
may see a black woman every now and then, and they're using these women to promote to us. What about the mental health in our black women and black children when
Yes.
they have to see that? I'm being promoted something by someone who ain't even of me. Money is being funneled out of black women pockets to be
Yeah.
given to other groups of women. And
Wow.
other groups of women have seen how successful the Kardashians have been. You have women coming from Germany. You have women coming from what is it, Dutch, Finland. You
Mm.
have women coming from all across the world to get here to be with a black man so that they can have this new black relationship.
Wow. Wow. Well, I have just dropped Unbiased link for her channel in the chat, and I know a lot of y'all already go over there, but please go ahead and give her likes and subscribe. Like I said, you are one of our top videos that we watch over here, and again, you are the reason why I'm doing this, and I just appreciate you for everything that you're doing and taking the time to bless us with all this information. So please, let's put Unbiased in the chat, y'all. It's anything else you want to share with us before I let you go?
Oh no, no, I appreciate your content. Thanks for
Oh,
having me on.
thank
Um,
you.
I'll definitely be tuning in, and I appreciate you for letting me come up here and
Oh, anytime.
um,
I'm loving this here. This here to me was like monumental. I'm just excited that you actually, came up here to speak. So I'm just totally moved and totally moved. Totally
oh
moved.
yeah,
I want to see us talking more later too, building up this community. I think we're kind of recycling the same type of energy. And the more we just build it, and it's strength in numbers. It's strength in numbers.
absolutely. I think all of us black women should be on the same level when it comes to identity politics, when it comes to black femicide being needing to be addressed, and when it comes to resources that are dedicated for black women being extorted and give out of our community, out of our pockets, and given to people who don't represent us, but who are actually co-opting and bogarting our identity. That
Yeah.
can no longer be tolerated.
I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. But I thank you so much for coming up, and we're gonna start reading off some of these comments, and then we got some more videos too. But y'all, we got the star of our first video who came up here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime, anytime. All right, y'all. That was an unexpected treat there. Okay, so we can remember this day on Sunday, December the 11th. We had Unbiased to come up here and drop some major gems, and you could feel her passion where she's coming from, and her channel is packed full of these nice topics that's been researched. And she does a great job at editing too. And then, y'all saw we was all moved on that video. That was good work there. Felt like I was at a scary movie. M. Max said, over 60 years ago, Malcolm X said, the most unprotected, neglected, and disrespected person in America is the Black woman. Getting justice for Quilla will be a sign that we not having it anymore. Thank you so much, M. Mac, for bringing that out. They were still, fighting for this, and that Malcolm, noted it all those years ago. Thank you so much. Yes. So we Black women, we need to start loving ourselves first so we can be available to love other people, in one another. Wow. Hey, Rebel ma'am. All right. Ty Lieber, welcome into the chat here. Jordan Turner. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right. Hey, Miss Tina. M. Mac, it's true. Yes. Jordan Turner said, very well said. Yes. Thank y'all so much. Exactly. Patty Lott says, yes. Hey, Patty, welcome back. Rebel man, at M. Mac, so sad, but it is truth. It's the truth. Rosalind Campbell says, M. Mac, exactly. All right, M. Mac, look at you. You trying to be the rooster over here? It's all good. Thank you, Ty Libra. Y'all get those thumbs up. Where we at those thumbs? Yeah, we kind of low on the thumbs, y'all. Give me some more thumbs, please. Superstar Graham says, I agree. And Rosalind Campbell says, so true, caller. Yes. That was the video, the artist from the video we just saw, Unbossed, Unbiased. And I did, okay, yes. And Ty Lieber has put it down here. I just need to go find it down here. Here is it? No, that's not it. I'm lost on there. I see it over there, but that's her channel to the first video that we just saw, Unbossed, Unbiased. Now, let me get back on up here. And so I was very touched that, she actually came over here to show support. She's got a nice mission. I love what she's doing over there. She's doing good work. You can feel her passion in there, and she has highlighted lots of different stories and stuff. Yep. And y'all know we've been doing a lot of her videos over here. Hey, Jackie Barty. Hello, everyone. Hey, Bougie Barbie, where you been? One of those. All right. Ty Lever says, unbossed and unbiased is speaking the truth. I totally agree. Yes. Preach, sister. Yes, she was up here. She was kicking some gems here. Bougie Barbie said hello at Jackie Barty. And Bougie Barbie says, NAACP hasn't helped me either. I understand how you feel, sis. Yes, they're giving you love, unbossed, unbiased, being conveniently Black. Yeah, I know what you mean with that remark there. Bougie Barbie says, Black for pay. That is funny there. Okay, Black for pay. Oh, my. Need to. All right. Was that my idea of her? Yeah.